Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Minecrafters of all ages, welcome back to Forever Bedrock. Boy oh boy, have we got some work to do. So our community project is going to be a wheat farm, and I gave it a lot of thought, which is part of the reason it's taken so long to get started on it. And I thought, you know, a villager powered wheat farm is the way to go. But then I also thought, what if a villager powered wheat farm just isn't quite enough? Do we just want wheat fields all the way around the place, or would a semi-automatic wheat farm be alright? So I decided to incorporate a villager powered wheat farm in with a semi-automatic wheat farm, and this is our farmer villager that can never move. He is like the master villager here because of the way things stretched. There just wasn't quite enough distance there, and yeah, so anyways, this is what I've come up with. We've got a wheat farm with an arrow going there, and this telling us that the wheat farm is down here. So if we go down here, actually let's kind of close ourselves in to make sure nothing gets to us. This is it. This is as far as we go right now. So this is where it gets interesting. I need to go 100 blocks away from the villagers in any direction, right? So that we don't take a chance on spreading the village. We finally got the iron golem deal in somewhat handled. Basically ended up with a second iron farm, so to speak. So today's episode is going to be about getting this wheat farm taken care of, and I think the best way to do is going to be basically to take it back over toward our base. The entrance is here on Collab Island or Spawn Island, whatever community island, whatever we want to call it. So I'm hoping that counts enough, and we're gonna make this thing underground, which is gonna add an interesting element to it. Plus, on my last stream, we added some Spire armor trim to our helmet. It was brought to my attention. It kind of looks like an 80s workout band, which, I mean, maybe, but I don't hate it. So I thought that was like the best option as far in color, as far as the Spire armor trim went. With, I mean, if we were decking netherite, which technically we could be, then the color and placement of it would have been different. But for now, this is what we got, and I think it's time to get to work on this project. So we're gonna have a short roller coaster ride to the final destination, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and basically get started. And once I get to the location that we're gonna end up at, I'll get back with you guys. So here we are. We have our little sign up. So if you're coming from anywhere in this direction, or a sign over here to let us know that we come down this trap door, and we've got this dug out, though still needs to be designed, and it's a very simple minecart ride down. We do have the glass tunnel complete, including some lighting so that you can enjoy all of the aquaticness around for this short trip that you are embarking on. You wouldn't believe how many drown are actually active in this area. Probably not so much now that I've got the lights in, but placing the glass and everything. I actually used my totem. I got caught in a spot with like 3 drown. One of them had to try it, and I managed to get out of there, but not without the cost of the totem. And I'm not really sure what's what's up with our marker pack. Maybe it's not working, but so I'm gonna have to manually calculate the chunks here, and we're gonna get some we're gonna have to do a little bit of digging to get our farmer villagers down and in place. Once we get our crop fields in, we're of course gonna need it nice and lit up. So we're gonna focus on getting the farms done, and then we'll come back and worry about the aesthetics of the tunnel and all that lead to our wheat farm. And hopefully, with mud break blocks and all that, hopefully this farm will get plenty of use. So despite having to deal with a few aquifers with no sponges, we've got our 2 chunks here dug out, and basically I have the divider here because we're going to put our walls in on the chunk borders so that the villagers aren't even on the borders, right? We want the villagers to stay inside the chunks, that way that there's no issues. And I mean, we could do 2 minecart systems too, just to make sure that it's efficiently getting everything picked up, and then the semi-automatic farm will be on top. So technically you'll never even see the villagers down here, though I will have to figure out a way to make it where you can get down here to interact with them and check on them and stuff like that right there. So I'll incorporate all that in, but right now we need to get our floor in that our track's going to go on so that no one ever accidentally digs up into it, breaking the rail systems. And then we'll get our walls up all the way, and we'll kind of go from there. So let's get the flooring in, get the track laid, get the walls up, and we'll get everything set for the villagers before we ever bring them over. Alright, I've got the collection system in, and I got one of the 2 chunks done. Freaking, okay, I didn't trample anything. So I've got bottom slabs here that I was able to waterlog, and then the fence posts and lamps above them, just to you know, keep the farmers from splashing around in the water, hopefully, and trampling the crops. This is only going to be you know, too high space, so they're not going to be able to jump or anything, other than falling in here, which I don't think they should be able to. I think that was just a fluke that I did, right? Like, shouldn't be able to get in there. Yeah, I think it was just something with the elytra. So we have a composter hidden in the wall behind the gate here. Hopefully that'll allow them to see it, but since villagers can't, so that they can link, but since villagers can't use the gates, then he will never be able to access that. This will be a glass wall, so he will at least have his companion over here for company, but he will be locked in his chunk that he'll never be able to pass. This is actually the chunk border right here, so neither of these guys will pass that. And basically we just have if I can get down here, a minecart going for each section, which will basically run off, drop things into these hoppers. The hoppers will then spit them into here, and this will be a bubble elevator that'll shoot them up, and we'll end up dropping them into the semi-automatic collection chest. So, you know, one stop spot, like no one will really ever have to come down here unless it seems like they're not producing. I may have to come down here and figure out what's going on. But if I fill their inventory with seeds, they shouldn't be able to pick up any wheat, and therefore they should just harvest and harvest and harvest. We got plenty of lighting in there, so I'm gonna get this other section in identical to that, and then once we get the villagers in, we'll come back and take a look at it and see what's going on then. Alright, the village breeder is broke, so I had to go find some villages, and I found one, and then I started finding a couple that were like even closer. So I went to the closest village, got this guy, boated him here, and actually kind of dropped him down this little thing here. And yeah, so he's here. I believe he is linked to that composter. He did do some harvesting before he stopped. Oh, there he goes again. He should have an inventory full of seeds, which would be great. And our hopper minecart should be picking all this stuff up. Right now it's just kind of not going anywhere really technically. It's gonna end up getting dispensed in these dispensers, and yeah, there's really nowhere for this stuff to go. So we definitely need to get some soul sand in here, and yeah, and a bubble column, and yeah, we got we got stuff getting spit out now. This stuff is basically going to despawn unless I mean, I could set like a temporary hopper up there. I came in the wrong way. That'll allow us to at least collect stuff for the time being until we get it all set up. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I would like to get him on this side so the next guy that comes in I can get over there, but we'll see. In fact, I'll meet you guys over at the village where I'm relocating these guys from, and we'll take a look at the process to get here. So this chap was a stonemason, and I grabbed him out of his home and promised him a much better job as a farmer. All the wheat he could eat, he would never go hungry again, and he wouldn't have to worry about cutting himself on a stone cutter anymore. He's agreed. He's coming with me, and we are now heading back. I mean, it's only like 1,000 blocks. It's not the farthest transport, and really it's all by ocean until we get there. Just ignore this deal here that we're gonna just row our boat right past. I don't think that's been in a video yet. I've not seen it anyways that I can remember. So we're just gonna paddle this way right back home, and I will see you guys there. Alright, a little bit of work and we've made it to our destination, which, as I said, isn't horribly far. Whoa. And if we can get this guy over on the other side, we'll just do that. And I definitely want to fill his pockets with seeds. Oh, I got a inventory full of junk. Oh, we need a couple pieces of glass. As well. Oh my goodness. Yeah. A couple pieces of glass, and we'll go ahead and seal this off. You can see that guy's been hard at work. Let's see if we can feed him some seeds real quick before we let him out of the boat. Okay, I believe he's picked up the seeds. Is he not registering the composter? Definitely need him to take this job. And I've gotten all the seeds back. Come on, buddy, take the job. Take the job. Let's try and reposition it. Alright, I'm gonna mess around with this pool for a while, and hopefully eventually we'll get a farmer villager. So I haven't done a progress update in quite some time actually, and we've got our wheat field in, little water streams coming down here, which will bring everything to this hopper, and that actually is where everything will come in from the villagers below. We have this little lever that we can use to harvest all the water. Yeah, here it comes. Looks like we may be missing a little bit over there. Let's actually go check that out and take a peek in a minute. But before we get to that, everything will collect down in this chest, and I'll do something different for like bulk storage here soon. But then we come down here, and this will be my little maintenance access to the farmer villagers. This guy, neither one of these guys are actually linking to the workstations, even without the, like, I've changed this whole deal. This guy was a farmer villager when we brought him here, so he's working. But this guy just won't let go of his profession. I mean, I brought his block with me, so I know he's... It's over 1,000 blocks, so I don't know. I've tried everything to de-link him and reset him up with a new profession, and it's just not working. He just pretty much paces back and forth in that one little spot, and I'm not quite sure why. So, I don't know. I'm going to try and figure this out. I may have to breed these two and get another villager to grow up and take the composter and just send him to the big blocky sky. But other than that, and you know, for the basis of this farm is pretty much done. Really, I can do something better with the collection system, and we still have all this to figure out, along with the other side of the tunnel. So that's kind of what we're going to work on now. Why is this not turning off? You know what? I think I left that open and with the redstone, so I'm going to go check all that out. Alright, it looks like we finally are wrapping up this project. And I went ahead and honeycombed these signs so that they're not editable. That way you're not accidentally clicking on them as you're going through. And you make the little transition down here. You have your little minecart station that you can hitch your ride. And we have a completed tunnel with lanterns equipped on the side to give off more than enough light, even though this track is non-spawnable anyways. And then you get the scenic underwater route, which I really like. And it's not that long of a ride, despite it coming off of Spawn Island. But it gets us right down here to where we need to be. And we are at the next minecart platform. And we've got this room nice and complete now. You can still get down to this chest, which I will take care of expanding that storage really soon. And you guys have seen the rest. I did, it was a redstone thing. I had left an opening over there to the redstone. And so when we flipped it the first time, we washed out the redstone, and that's what happened. So now everything is working great. The only other modification that I am going to make, yeah, these seeds tend to stick, you know, whatever plush is right here tends to stick, and I have an inventory full, so I can't pick them up. But other than the only modifications I need to make, other than what I was saying about this villager, is if we come over here, where do we break through? This is a good spot. Because of the way the pickup deal is, I think what I'm actually going to do is take all this right here where these return carts are, and I'm going to turn that all into a line of hoppers. That way we have, you know, more unloading going on, and it doesn't get backed up. I think that's going to be the way to handle that. And project complete, guys. I mean, it's fully functional right now. The guys can use it whenever they want. Flying through the tunnel is not safe. I will point that out. It is definitely not safe. Take the minecart. If you don't want to take a minecart ride, then definitely just run it or whatever. It's very deadly to try and fly through there. I nearly took myself out. So I'm going to go ahead and replant this, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to check out all the other Forever Bedrock members. Lots of community projects going on, and a lot of collabs and stuff like that still happening. Plus, you never know, you might enjoy what somebody else has got going on, same as I did before I joined, and still do, for that matter. If you did enjoy the episode, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We're on the road to 500. You can help make that happen. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see each and every one of you in the next video.